I currently just made a new survival world, and I'm setting up traps to prank my friends. This is gonna be perfect. So I already set up my first trap. There's pressure plates with TT, and I'm covered up with some grass so the villagers don't go in there and ruin my trap. We gotta make it look pretty believable. I think that's good. And I found a village because I used /locate, and this is actually a solid village. There's like 6 farms, like 2 stacks of hay bales, and 2 blacksmiths. They don't have the best loot, but whatever. So basically, I'm just gonna set up traps, and I'm gonna troll my friends, basically. So the first trap I set up was in this house, because they're gonna see the loot in there, and they're gonna want to get in. And since this is cobblestone, I doubt they'll break in from the sides and all that. So they'll go through the front since it's grass and easy to break. And then they'll hopefully step on the pressure plate because you can't see it through the door. And then they're going to get exploded. So that's my first trap. I'm still trying to figure out some more traps. I have an idea. I can't do it to the blacksmith. I need to build like a house that has loot. It's not gonna look very normal, but I'll just say it's in the new update. So I'm actually gonna make it so one of these houses have loot. But I don't know what house to do. I mean, we could do this house right here. I'm pretty sure this house sometimes has loot. Yeah, see, there's loot here. We're just gonna make it seem like it's totally normal here. Just gotta do some of this. Do a bit of that. Alright. People barely come in here because they know it sometimes doesn't have loot. But we're gonna put a chest right here. If I was to come upon this house and I'd see the chest, I would instantly run in, So here's the plan. I'm just gonna do the same exact trap I did last time. Stone pressure plate will have to work. You know what? Actually, I have a plan. Since we put this chest here, we're actually gonna turn it into a trap chest. And we're gonna rig it up with some explosives. Alright. So let's put our average, villager loot. A couple of emeralds, some wheat, some potatoes, 2 saplings, the usual. And organize it a bit. And one of my friends is really stupid, so no offense. I mean, he's not really my friend. It's Eli. He's just a little goober. But Brayden, he's actually my friend. Alright. And we're going to have to replace the block here. A lot of them. We're simply going to do this like that. Because if it's only 1 explosive, it's not going to be effective enough. And whenever they open that chest, it should explode. So then that chest will explode, so I think that's good here. We need to build more rigged explosives. I think I'm just gonna do another trap chest one, because those work pretty effectively. So I'm just gonna put a random chest right here. Just so they don't click on the video, because otherwise it'll be really sussy. I'll probably put like Roblox thumbnail, Roblox title. Oh shoot, I forgot. Nah, this is normal. There's just gonna be a crater. I kind of forgot that it was there. We'll just put it right here then. I'm not gonna make it so it has so much explosives. I'm just gonna make it so it has like 1. So it isn't that sus. Even though it is sus. But starter loot on the chest. That can't be sus at all. Alright, I need to think of another trap. For this next one, I actually kind of have an idea. You know, since these houses usually have loot in them, I'm gonna make it so it kind of does have loot. So we're just gonna remodel this entirely to like the ones that have loot. Completely remodel them. Alright, this doesn't look as sus anymore. Gonna have to replace this real quick with a stair. And just get rid of this. Now, it looks pretty normal. We just got to fix the roof on this side. Boom, looks normal. And we're simply just gonna put a chest in here. And a bed. Except, here's the thing. I know it's gonna instantly look sus right off the bat, but it'll work. Alright, perfect. So now everything is covered up. And I'm gonna put this as my house. So they think, like, you know, it's not sus. But, here's the thing. It is sus. So I'm just gonna put the regular appliances that you would have in a starter house and all that. You know, some coal and a furnace and a bed, you know, all that. Okay, I don't think I could give myself creeper thingies. So here's the substitution. You know, since I can't get charged creepers, wait a minute. Actually, I can. Using my brain, and you get a trident. You know the enchant, you know, when it's like thundering and you can throw lightning at people like Zeus? That's exactly what I'm going to do. What enchant is it again? Isn't it channeling? Yeah, it's channeling. The channeling enchant on the trident will simply just strike people down with lightning. Just make it so it thunders. Which I believe I have weather off. Oh, never mind, I don't. Okay, good. Let's see if this works. Oh, it worked! Charge creeper time, baby! Creeper, please move. Whatever. Boom. 2 cowboys on the door. Alright, now we have 2 supercharged creepers in the freaking house. That's perfect. Okay, this is not perfect, though. They're gonna do this. They're gonna come out of the door like that. Please, no! You know what? I have an idea. We're gonna block off the door with some cobble. Or, actually, we could fix the door like this. Boom. Buddy, go inside of the house, please. Yes, good boy. Alright, it's fixed. Shoot. Forgot you have to shift. Or crouch. Forgot I'm not on PC. Well, now I can't open the door, which is... Oh, there we go. Alright. They can still see the creeper, but here's the plan. Golly. Keep forgetting about that. We're just gonna cover it up with another painting. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Definitely nothing sus at all when they see a supercharged creeper. Alright. And then we're gonna put a sign right out front that says, my house. Yep. That's perfect. Nothing sus at all. Alright, I might have to look at a tutorial for another trap. Of the plains? But what if I just get a bunch of snow? This is instantly gonna look sus, but I don't care. It's just snow, because why not? They might think it's sus because, you know, powdered snow and all that. But we're just gonna make this a nice little hole here. I'd say about 3 blocks deep. And we're just gonna completely cover it with powdered snow. Because hopefully they step on the powdered snow instead of like opening the chest from here, you know, which they probably will do. Since why is there a bunch of snow in the middle of a freaking plains biome? Just don't ask. You know, this might look sussy because, you know, it's in the freaking plains biome. Yes, I know. But my friends are very gullible. We're just gonna make this look completely normal, you know. Just a heck ton of snow everywhere. It's not normal, obviously, but it'll work. Okay, they're obviously gonna see this giant crater and think, very sussy baka. What is this here? So we gotta cover this up. I'd say that looks pretty natural to me. Alright. Let me think of another trap. How do you do those traps where like people walk on top of a block and it instantly disappears? Wait, I have an idea. Hold up, let me cook. I gotta make sure if this actually works though. You guys see what I'm doing here? You see? Alright, we're gonna put it up here. Hey, why did I grab a painting? This is not the right material I'm looking for. I have an idea. We could use sand. And hopefully they walk on top of this patch and they'll fall. They'll fall for this because sometimes there is surface iron. You know, surface iron. Surface iron. Yep. Surface iron. We're remodeling this entire thing. You see where I'm going here? You see? Alright, here's the plan. Basically, what we are going to do is we're going to make it look like there's surface iron right here. And they're obviously going to mine it. And hopefully they stand on it. You know, like stand on the ore. And then they'll fall into a pit. If they don't stand on the ore, then we're cooked. But basically, I'm just gonna mine a giant deep hole, and I'm gonna put pointed dripstone at the bottom. Cause I don't think there's a desert temple close. But whatever. So we're just simply gonna put some nice, good old spikes here. Probably make them 2 blocks tall, just in case. All right. So the spawn point should be at the village. So if I do this real quick, if I just oh, look at me, I'm mining the iron, and I fall, I die. Alright, great. That is perfect, that's perfect. If you somehow land in the middle of the dripstone, I'm pretty sure you'll still die because of the fall damage. Okay, that totally does not look sus at all. Definitely not. Alright, this looks good. So we're just going to put some surface iron here, you know, make it look so normal. It's just some surface iron. Perhaps I'm gonna search up some tutorials. I have my bad, y'all. I have a bit of a cough. I think for my final basic trap, I have an idea. House. And I'm just gonna build it over here. There's gonna be completely no floor at all. And it'll just be a completely new house. And we're gonna make it look so it's not sus. You know, since everyone knows the painting trick, they're obviously gonna check the painting. Should I label this as my old house or my new house? Bro, a creeper just walked in. Hey, that's perfect. Extra trap. Ah, dang it, you fricker. My old house. Yep. You know, since my house is still here, they'll probably want to claim it for themselves. Like, ooh, a free house, bet. And then, you know, they'll come into the house and all that. Alright, and then right here, we're going to have a painting. We're just going to do it like this. And boom. Ah, shoot, I forgot. Alright, boom. Looks totally normal. And And then they'll walk into the house and they, oh, free house, I'm gonna claim this. Ooh, it's a painting. And hopefully they'll fall and die to an end rod. Just to make sure this will kill someone real quick. Alright, let's do some acting real quick. I know most people might not fall for this, but these guys, they definitely will. Alright, so they just be like, oh, there's oddity. Oh, there's a house here. Look at this. They'll just be like over there. They're like, oh, it's a house. And then they'll come up. They'll be like, my old house. And then they'll see this and they'll be like, ooh, a free house. Now all I have to build is the floor. That's perfect. And then they'll see this painting and they're like, why is there one random painting right here? And then they'll walk up into it and then hopefully they'll like sprint into it and fall and die to a freaking end rod. Alright. Perfect. That's a decent trap right there. Now, I think I might need some ideas. But, I'm gonna make a landmine field. I'm also gonna put some more grass here. So it looks a bit sussy. And we're just gonna put more pressure plates. Make sure they can't enter right here. I'm not really concerned about this place. I want them to get in, but at the same time I want to hit a pressure plate. Because if they hit one pressure plate, all the TNT should go off. Be like a chain reaction. Boom! The whole entire tree is covered with landmines. Alright, you know, guys are probably going right now, but the trapdoors are literally right there. They're so obvious. Yes, I know. That's literally why I'm gonna cover them in some nice decoration, some grass and all that. A horse just stepped on the pressure plate. See, guys, it worked. It's going off like one at a time. That was actually pretty cool. But freaking horse, I freaking hate you. See, this is the only problem that we're gonna have with our nice trap here. I'm still gonna let it work. Okay, this is how much landmines we have now, and about half down. You see, that would happen if they stepped on it. Like, half of it would just go off in like a chain reaction. That was kind of cool. I like that. But now all my stuff is gone because of stupid horse. And if I put a fence around the tree, it's gonna look obvious as heck. So I can't do that. Horse, I swear, bro. If you do this again, I'm gonna crash out. Okay. We still have a bit of landmines. They're gonna obviously see them, though. But we can still cover them in a bit of grass and such. Yeah, this doesn't look sus at all. Get some bushes up in here. Alright, those are covered. You probably can't see them as well, but you can probably still see them. Yeah, you can still see them, but they're not, like, right there. Alright, for this next trap, it's gonna be stupid. Hopefully, when they come to this one, they'll see this nice little stone area right here. And what I'm simply gonna do is I'm gonna grab a stone button. And I'm gonna plant a bomb. Yeah, it's pretty simple, but I thought of it. And then they're gonna be stupid and like, oh, there's a button here, let me just click it. Because who doesn't want to click a random button in the middle of nowhere, am I right? And I'm just gonna add some more buttons so it doesn't look super sus. Oh, it's just some more buttons, yippee. Yeah, just a bunch of buttons, nothing sus at all. Alright, I don't think I have any more ideas, but what I can do, obviously the internet, YouTube, you know, all that stuff, they're there for a reason. We're with the trapdoor, put a button on the wall. That's so obvious. Wait, actually, let me think. I mean, people might think it's a basement, so I guess. I can't put it in that house, though. That'd be too obvious. Actually, I could use the same house. So I'm actually just gonna put a trap door. I could put a bomb at the bottom. That's perfect. Alright, so they're just gonna think, oh, it's a basement. Definitely. And then fall all the way down. And there's gonna be a bomb at the bottom, just in case they don't die. Which I think they actually will die. Oh, there's a little cool cave here. That's good. Well, I don't want them to go into the cave, though. If they do manage to clutch into the cave, there's another explosive. We're okay. You know, they're obviously going to survive that, but, whatever. They should hopefully fall. Alright. I need to search up some ideas now. And I also have a realm tool since I got realm plus, you know. And I could go into here. And I could go spy mode. And since it's Invis 2, I believe, there's no particles. And they can't see the item that I am holding. So if I was to hold out a poop sword, they can't see it. So I could do some excellent trolling with this while they're online. Or while we're playing on the server. What I'm simply going to do is I'm just going to say I'm AFK, but I'm not. And, you know, they're not going to be able to teleport because I'm not going to give them operator. Because if they teleport to me, the whole plan is ruined. So, yeah. Alright. I'm just going to look at our YouTube video and see some traps. Because I need ideas. I don't troll people all the time. That's why I don't know every single trap. Some people who troll a lot, they know a lot of traps. Wait, I actually have an idea. I just got a good idea from a YouTube video. As you can see, I have some black concrete. And I swear, if you say you erase it. They just freaking did the freaking landmine thing again. Yeah, now it's gonna look sus because I can see freaking TNT. This plan was ruined, but whatever, I don't care. I almost stepped on one, but whatever. A wrong thing. Moderation. Boom. What the f? Why did I just put me into survival? Just gonna disable these landmines. Alright, looks good. Alright, so I'm just gonna make like a little cave. Like right here in the mountain. You know, hopefully to go into this. Just gonna keep on making it go down. And then I'm gonna have a little hole here. It's gonna go down to a supposedly cave. But it's not a cave. It's not. This is just another trap. And they'll probably think this is like a cave, you know. Oh, it's a cave. So cool. It's not a cave. It's just another trap. I'm just gonna completely cover it in concrete so they can't see. Because, you know, this should work. You know, these are just some rookie traps, but they should work decently. Some of them might not, but whatever. We're here for that. As long as some of them work, that's perfect for content. Because, you know, I'm not the type of person to troll, but sometimes I just want to, because why not? You know, it's a free country, even though I can't buy the country since it's free, but whatever. Or they should think this is a cave. And then they'll go into it because they're like, ooh, we could probably find some iron. And then they'll obviously go down into it, but there's no iron. It's just a nice little trap just to give me a bit of time. Especially if they have a house and then they find this, and they'll fall into it and then they'll be distracted for a bit. I can build a trap at their house, which is absolutely perfect. Alright, they'll see this and they'll be like, ooh, hold, we need to go into this. Like, boom. And they're stuck down here for a bit. And we're gonna put some mobs down here. Some zombie villagers. Oh, I actually have an idea. You know what we're gonna do? They're gonna see a lucky block down here. They're gonna be like, ooh, lucky block, lucky block. So they're gonna be like up here. And they see, ooh, there's light here. That's weird. And then there's the lucky block. And then they're gonna fall into here and there's gonna be a bunch of zombies. Pretty basic trap, but should work. Because, you know, I have the lucky block thing on, but whatever. Okay, I'm gonna see if there's any good traps here. That's what. Wait, that's actually smart. Anvil. Anvil trap. Anvil trap. Perfect. Alright, I need to make another cave. This anvil won't damage them that much, but it will do a little bit of damage. Okay, got a nice little coal vein here. And right here, we're gonna have a bit of iron. And obviously the iron's gonna be up. Alright, gonna have to do a bit of building here. Alright. So there's gonna be 2 iron that they're obviously gonna see. And then there's gonna be an anvil. And it should cook them. Cause it won't do a lot of damage, but it will scare them. So they'll just simply break the iron and then the anvil will fall on them. Alright. I don't think I really have any more trap ideas, so I'll make another video in a bit when we play on the server. Why is there floating grass, bro? What's... I'm just gonna make still water real quick. Or still lava. Oh, I forgot. You have to do /give. Alright, we have a barrier. We're gonna make still water and still lava. Boom. Boom. Okay, this looks weird because you can see through. Can't do it like this. I'm about to do it over here. Still looks really sus, but whatever. Still lava. That's too close to the trap. That's too deep. Still water. Perfect thing to drink. Wait, I have an idea. Command block. /give command block. Wait, there's a command block minecart. I forgot about that. I've never even got a command block in my life. I've seen them, but I never got myself one. But here's the plan. Command block pressure plate combo, you heard. So, you know, they're gonna see the blacksmith and like, blacksmith, and they're gonna go in, and then I'm gonna put a command into the the command block, and I'm gonna put like a certain effect. I'm gonna give them nausea. That'll work. Or like instant damage or something. Oh, I actually also have another trap video. Oh, great. What's the command to put nausea onto a command block? Okay. See. Command block. And it should work through the command block. Alright, should work now. What? This is why I hate Bedrock, bro. I hate Bedrock Edition. Do I have to put a button? Pressure plate should work, though. Okay, this game's gonna make me crash out. I guess I can't do a command block one. I probably have to re-add my friend that knows command blocks. Great. I'm gonna have to re-add an old friend that knows command blocks. Or I just don't. I literally put in the exact thing it said, but it didn't work. This is why I hate Bedrock. You know what? I actually have an idea. Instead of doing nausea, I did nausea. We're just simply gonna do /kill. Much more effective than nausea. Even though nausea is a pain, it makes it so you freaking can't see anything. But whatever. I also like /kill. Because then they'll instantly die as soon as they step on the command block and instantly crash out. Because they don't know what just happened. Alright, command block. I'm going to try doing what I do best. / effect at... Wait, am I doing it wrong? Oh, it's effect give. I think that's why I did it wrong. Wait, no, I did /give. Or am I stupid? I think I am. I'm just gonna try doing the nausea thing again. And if it doesn't work, I'll just do instant damage. Or something like that. That would be a pain. Or I can just give him like slowness. I don't think instant damage is an effect. But we can do like wither or poison. Could also work. Alright, this better work, bro. I do not understand how command blocks work, bro. Okay, it doesn't work, bro. It doesn't work. If I do this, it still doesn't work. This is why I hate command blocks. There's different block types, I forgot about that. Well, we don't need a repeat, we want this one. What does condition mean? That doesn't work for me, bro. I don't know how it works for them. Oh, maybe you have to do it like this so it doesn't have redstone. Let's try this. Okay, I'm gonna crash out. You know what? Forget about the command block. We're gonna do the good old explode in the face. Psych, you thought. You know, they're probably gonna come back into the door a second time and I'm gonna make it so they get poisoned. Or they'll get instant damage, which won't work as good, but whatever. And then if it does work, we'll also give them wither. I have a better idea, since that one didn't want to work. Dispenser. With pressure plate, obviously. So do it like this. Oh, my controller batteries are low. Open it up, and give it potions, and then they'll walk into the door and they'll get them. And then it'll kind of mess them up a bit. Alright, since I don't know how to do commands, and I don't think it work on Bedrock, but whatever. I mean, they probably do, it's just I don't know how command blocks or anything work, but goodbye. And I'll get another part for when we're playing on the world, so goodbye. And trolling, of course.